Welcome, learners, to another deep dive. Today, we're taking a close look at an excerpt from Kate Griffin's The Midnight Mare. We're not just summarizing, we're really digging into the hidden magic she weaves into London.
Exactly. It's a really fascinating piece.
Our mission for this deep dive is to sort of unravel this complex mix of mystery, magic, and, well, mayhem, right, in the heart of the city. We're going to explore what it really means to be a reluctant hero, especially when magic is part of the city's fabric.
And how small things can have huge consequences.
Right. And what kind of power is actually pulsing under those familiar streets. Get ready for some surprising insights. It might just change how you see your own surroundings.
I think it will. This narrative gives us a unique perspective on how the ordinary and the mystical collide.
Yeah.
We'll be connecting some dots between some strange injuries, these ancient city defenses, and an antagonist who's driven by something much deeper than just being evil.
Like urban decay itself, almost.
Precisely. Decay made manifest.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Our journey starts with the protagonist, Matthew Swift, and he is in a really bad way.
Truly brutal, yeah. Physically devastating.
But he's alive, which right away tells you something's different about him.
That resilience, yeah.
And he keeps switching between I and we. Like, there's more than one person in his head. It's our first big clue that something extraordinary is happening.
And what's really striking is that line, not dead, not again.
Right.
The source is very clear. No human can survive having their major organs ripped out, but Matthew does.
So not human, or not just human.
Exactly. His survival, plus that whole I and us thing, it strongly hints at some kind of deeper mystical connection, maybe even a shared consciousness, something that lets him bounce back from impossible injuries.
And the trigger for all this initial chaos? A phone call. Seriously.
That sounds bizarre, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He answers, and it, quote, burnt him. These creatures start coming for him.
And later he gets attacked by specters, 4 of them, right after the phone rings again. So this isn't just a dodgy phone line, is it? It suggests phones in this London are more than just wires.
Well, it makes you ask, what kind of connection turns a simple phone call into a full-blown magical attack?
Yeah.
The immediate physical results, the pain, the blood, the electrocution, they're directly linked to that call.
It's a real aha moment.
It really is. It shows the Midnight Mare isn't a job you apply for. It's like a consciousness or a mantle that could be passed on through, well, seemingly everyday things like a phone.
Wow. It blurs the line between, like, digital tech and magic.
Makes you wonder if every call in this London is potentially magical, doesn't it?
Okay, so Matthew isn't just surviving this stuff, he's adapting. His own magic starts coming out.
Yeah, he's called a sorcerer, a blue electric angel. He can shoot electricity from his hands.
But here's the kicker for me. He's injured, trying to cope, goes to a corner shop, and picks up beer, fags, painkillers, and sellotape.
Chuckles softly.
Yeah.
Regular sellotape.
And uses it to trap a specter in a beer bottle. He just slaps the tape over the top.
It's brilliant, isn't it? It completely subverts what you expect from magic. Who knew office supplies could be a weapon?
Right.
That little detail, the sellotape, it's just a perfect example of practical urban magic. It's not about complex rituals. It's about using your will, your intent with everyday stuff.
And his eyes change, too.
Oh, yeah. From dark brown to this bright blue of a summer sky. And they're reflective, like a cat's eyes.
That's a very direct visual sign. Something profound is happening to him. A magical awakening right there in the chippy aisle, basically.
Pretty much.
Okay, this is where, for me, it gets really interesting. As Matthew's recovering, we find out what's actually at stake. London isn't just streets and buildings.
No, it has its own mystical protectors.
We hear about the ravens in the tower, the London stone, the old Roman wall, ancient defenses, and they're being systematically destroyed. The source even mentions the legend. Should ever the ravens leave the Tower of London, then the city would be doomed.
And if you connect that to the bigger picture, these aren't just, tourist spots. They're vital magical wards. They're essential to London's existence in this world.
The narrative says the ravens are dead, the stone's broken, the wall's defaced.
So their destruction signals a huge threat. It means someone, as the source says, is out to destroy the city by taking apart its magical foundation.
Yeah, it's not just random vandalism.
No, it's targeted. It's an existential attack.
So who's behind it? This Mr. Pinner character, described as the death of cities. That's chilling.
It is. He looks like a man in a pinstripe suit, but he's definitely not human.
No smell, bleeds paper.
Yeah, And can supposedly slay people alive without even touching them.
And his CV is terrifying. Witnessing Hiroshima, Dresden, Rome, Babylon. He talks about seeing the sky blossom like a flower at Hiroshima, tasting the dust of Babylon.
I mean, the concept of a being who is the destruction of cities, a force as old as cities themselves, it's profound. His ability to cause that much damage without physical contact suggests he's manipulating reality itself. Or maybe he is decay.
And the paper thing.
Right. Contrasted with the horrific physical damage he does, it suggests this unique kind of corruption, like cities literally unraveling into waste paper as they die, and he's the embodiment of that.
Which brings us to the Aldermen, London's secret magical council, but they sound surprisingly bureaucratic.
Chuckles. Yeah, like a hidden civil service for magic, obsessed with procedure while the world's ending around them.
They're suspicious of Matthew at first, right? Think he might have killed the last midnight mayor, Ainair?
Mm-hmm. They use CCTV, police records. Very pragmatic. But clearly, they're way out of their depth with Pinner.
And they run an NHS unit for magical injuries? Seriously?
Apparently so. It implies magicians pay taxes in this world, so they get NHS care.
That's unexpectedly mundane.
It is. The source paints them as these stern, pinstriped figures worried about rules, asking Matthew for his alibi, between 1 and 3 a.m.
Even though there's this massive magical threat.
Exactly. Their pragmatism shows when they reluctantly accept Matthew as the new mayor, calling it unconventional, basically, because they admit they're too scared to stop it by yourselves.
So they're like the institutional, maybe even stuffy side of magic?
Compared to Matthew's chaotic, learn-as-you-go power, definitely.
So Matthew starts investigating, trying to figure out what happened to the previous mayor, Ainair.
Right. Nair was found skinless in Kilburn.
Grim.
Very. And it happened after nearly every local misdemeanor went off at once. Windows breaking, gas leaks, phones ringing off the hook, TVs smoking.
They're like a poltergeist attack, but citywide.
Sorta, yeah. And Nair's last act, making a phone call. Then he was dead meat.
Which brings us back to the phones. It really hammers home that link between the everyday city and its magic.
Absolutely. It suggests the transfer of the mayor's power, the title, everything, and the method of attack are connected.
So Nair's dying breath through the phone line.
Effectively transfer the whole idea, the title, the power, the brand, everything that makes up Midnight Mayor, straight to Matthew.
Wow. That's a really striking idea about urban magic. It's not some ancient ritual in a cave.
No, it's a current flowing through the city's actual infrastructure, activated by human connection, even a dying phone call.
And the key clue Matthew finds is this phrase, right? Give me back my hat.
Yeah. Graffiti appearing all over the city, in different languages too, Italian, Dutch, Polish, Greek.
And it's linked to a missing boy, Mo, who had these distinctive red and black trainers.
But the reveal, the twist about the hat's real significance. It's classic.
It wasn't some big magical conspiracy, was it?
No. It turns out it was an ordinary traffic warden, P. Nguyen. She'd suffered so much random, careless cruelty day after day.
Being spat at, beaten up.
Exactly. And the final straw was someone stealing her hat.
Yeah.
That built up so much untrained sorceress's rage.
That she unknowingly summoned Mr. Pinner, summoned the death of cities itself.
Just as her vengeance, yeah. It really highlights how intense human emotion, especially that kind of sustained hostility from constant abuse, can actually manifest as incredibly powerful destructive magic.
It's like the city itself weaponized her anger.
That's a great way to put it.
So just to be clear, the traffic warden isn't actually a sorceress.
No, not in the trained sense.
Yeah.
But her deep-seated anger, fueled by all that daily abuse, the source says traffic wardens get more abuse than even the police.
Right.
It created the perfect conditions, the perfect emotional storm for Pinner to be drawn in.
So it implies that ordinary city frustrations, the stuff we all feel sometimes,
can have potentially devastating magical consequences in this world.
Okay, note to self, don't get too angry at inanimate objects.
Chuckles. Probably wise. But it's a powerful point, isn't it? Magic isn't just for wizards and towers.
No, it's pulsing through everyday life.
And neglected or intense feelings like, quote, vengeance on the contempt of a stranger can literally rip a city apart. Matthew realizes that life is magic, essentially.
That sooner or later there'll always be someone new who works this out.
Exactly. It's a very modern, very urban take on magic.
Right.
It's part of the city's ecosystem, fueled by the people living in it.
So Matthew's journey takes him deeper into this magical side of London.
Where life is magic, yeah.
He starts interacting with the city itself, like summoning a dustbin truck. How does he do that?
By basically tapping into the spirit of waste management. using the council's official collection names as, like, words of power.
That's wild. And he rides the black cab that defies physics.
Yeah.
Makes Einstein look like a trombone.
Yeah, the city itself becomes this higher power. Bus routes, traffic lights, the pipes under the street, they all have this inherent magic.
It's raw, powerful, very different from traditional magic.
And it reflects London's unique character. Matthew even admits he's totally winging it as mayor. It shows how intuitive, how improvisational this urban magic is.
So he needs to find Mo, find the hat to stop Pinner.
Right.
And the confrontation with Pinner sounds intense. Matthew's now fully embracing his role, right? The Midnight Mayor, mortal and a god sharing the same flesh.
Yeah, he's facing down the embodiment of urban decay.
And he uses the stolen hat to break the curse.
He does. Shows that this specific, emotion-fueled vengeance can be undone.
But how does he actually defeat Pinner?
It's pretty amazing. He harnesses the raw power of the underground, grabs the live rail.
Seriously, the third rail.
Yeah. Lets the electricity blast him, setting his blood on fire, and channels that massive energy, the city's own power, against Pinner.
And Pinner just unravels into paper.
Literally. His mouth fills with fat reams of paper. His legs crumble into thin tubes of cardboard. It's this incredibly symbolic defeat. Urban decay collapsing under the city's true, raw energy.
Wow. Okay, so the ultimate aha moment here is Matthew Swift himself. He's a sorcerer, he's the Midnight Mayor, but he's flawed.
Definitely. Angry, reluctant a lot of the time.
He doesn't even want the job.
No, but he accepts it because he feels this fierce protectiveness for London. Even if it means he has to change the rules, be a disgrace to the office.
That blue electric blood, the burning crosses on his hand, they're like a brand marking him as a protector.
Right. He says he's honored to have got this brand on my hand and to be able to say with it, up yours, this is the big city. We exist to change the rules.
So he's not some perfect hero. He's raw, human, maybe even a bit broken.
And maybe his imperfections are exactly what make him right for London's chaotic magic.
So what a ride. This deep dive really showed us London not just as, bricks and mortar, but as this living thing.
Breathing, teeming with magic, fueled by just everyday life. Phone call, traffic wardens.
Yeah.
It really challenges you to think about where power actually lies and how easily unintended consequences can spiral out from just casual cruelty.
It paints this picture of a city where the greater good is always being fought for, negotiated.
And where one person's will, even if they're reluctant, even if they're flawed, can genuinely reshape reality.
And maybe the most provocative thought for you, our learner, to take away is this. If everyday interactions, maybe even forgotten things like a lost hat, can gather enough raw energy in a city to summon ancient destructive forces, what invisible currents might be flowing through the urban spaces you live in every day? What unseen stories, what simmering emotions are just waiting to bubble up, for better or worse?
It definitely makes you look at your own commute a little differently, doesn't it?
It really does.